Hello, and welcome to A Cup of Meg and Joe with me, your host, Meg and Joe. Hello, happy Monday. How are you? What's up? What you up to on this fine day? It is March 18th as you're listening to this in the future, because it's only a week, because I record a week prior to you listening to this. So in the future, March 18th, hope it's a good one. I hope it's a good day on March 18th. Anyway, I'm currently on spring break, bitches. Yeah. Does anyone remember that spring break movie? Literally called Spring Break, with Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Benson, and two other girls. What a crazy movie. And James freaking Franco. What a wild movie. Anyway, that is not what I'm doing this spring break. I don't have a spring break planned like that. I'm actually not going anywhere. I'm pretty much staying put. I have like mini plans throughout the week. Why did I have a list? I have mini plans throughout the week. I have a midterm project I'm working on still. I have a paper to write. Not a boring one though. It's actually a report about the music therapy improv that I implemented. So it's different compared to the papers that I was writing last semester, where it was a bunch of like research and stuff like that. And this time around, we're writing a bunch of stuff on the things that we actually implemented as music therapists, as practicing music therapists. But yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to continue writing that paper. Such a nerd. Shut up. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. That's what's occupying me during my spring break. But I should be done by tomorrow. As you're listening to this, I have already submitted the paper, so it doesn't even matter by now the time you're listening to this. But I also have some plans throughout the week with some friends, because I thought it'd be a great time to see some people that I don't normally get a chance to see throughout the week, and I haven't seen in a while, because of school and work and other obligations that I usually have throughout the week. And yeah. And actually, after I do this little pod today, I'm actually going to head out to meet my friend Christine at a little cafe nearby. And we're going to get some brekkie, early lunch kind of thing. And let me tell you, there's something I love about getting about going out with someone in the morning or in like the afternoon. Like, everybody's always like, yeah, let's get dinner. Let's do that. Let's grab a drink. But like, isn't the morning hang a better time? I don't know. That's a personal opinion. I just really, in the past few years, I've been really enjoying going out with people in the morning or in the afternoon. Like early, not at night where we have to be out all night. I just can't do that anymore. My body is not equipped for late nights, like staying out until like 4 or 5 a.m. I just can't do that anymore. And you know what? I don't care how boring I sound. If I sound boring, I don't think I sound boring, but to some people, that's still their lifestyle. And if you're doing that, that's great. If that's what you love to do, I'm probably not going to go out with you. I don't mean that in a mean way at all. I'm just saying I really value a good night's rest these days. I really need my beauty rest. No, seriously, I really value a good night's sleep these days. Also, speaking of sleep, daylight savings. Is anyone else fucked up from sleep? I've been going on and on about my schedule, my morning routine. And this week, it hasn't fallen completely to the ground, but let me tell you, daylight savings really fucked me up. I have been waking up later. It doesn't really matter in this grand scheme of things, because I don't have anywhere to go, right? Like I'm not rushing to class or whatever, or rushing to work, but it does set my day off a little bit. But I still wake up if it's later. Like, for example, today I woke up at 8:30, and I usually wake up at like 6:30. So that's 2 hours later. because my body is just not used to the time yet. But I still did my morning yoga. I mean, I definitely was a little bit rushed this morning because I actually do have time constraints today, like because I do actually have to leave after the pod, and I did need to record. I needed to record this pod at a certain time, and it was before I left for the day. So anyway, I'm really gonna try to fix that like tomorrow. I mean, I have work bright and early at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I definitely need to be up at my normal time. But let me give myself some grace. like yesterday I slept in, and today I slept in. Sleeping in to me is past 6 o'clock, which is freaking wild. But anyway, what am I saying? So today's episode is going to be quick and sweet and simple. I feel like we could take a little break from the 50-minute, hour-long episodes and just like do little quick sip and chat, you know? I have my matcha. What do you have? Is there any way I can convince any of you guys to be a matcha girly? I think I've convinced Liam. Because listen, coffee don't sit well. It just doesn't. Anyway, what do we want to discuss on the pod today? So, sorry, my brain is everywhere because I know that I have to leave at a certain time and I have to end this at a certain time. Okay, what was I continuing saying? Or I was talking about sleep or whatever. But yeah, daylight savings is real. I mean, I'm very happy that we have the sun out for much longer. Everything's back to normal. I saw this video of this guy saying we've saved all the daylight or something like that, and we're back to normal. It was really, really, really funny. But yeah, we definitely are back to normal with the sun out and all that stuff. And spring is coming, and that's a very good sign. I just need to get used to my sleep again, but it's okay, no biggie, we got it. So today on the pod, we're gonna keep it nice, simple, quick and sweet. I just want to talk about honestly what I did this past weekend and my past week. I just want to give you a little bit of a rundown on all of that and see where that takes us, because there's some things that I want to share. So first things first, main thing is I was alone. I was alone I was alone for 5 days this past week because Liam left town to go on a really cool business trip to work with a band out in Maryland, which was really, really cool. So I was alone in the apartment, and I want to say this because it's something that I've realized within myself, but Liam has a bunch of trips coming up. I want to mention this because I feel like it's important to the plot, okay? So bear with me. So Liam left for 5 days and I was alone in the apartment, right? And I'm going to give you some context on like last year, when Liam would like leave for like a few days, or like even if he would leave for a day, I'd be so upset. Like I like didn't know what to do. And I feel like that had everything to do with my mental health and my state at that time. I just like wasn't okay to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. And I was kind of really dependent on Liam's energy and presence to make me happy, to feel alive, all of those things. And it happens. It happens naturally in a relationship. It also happens when you're in the most vulnerable state, like when your mental is just at an all-time low, your physical is at an all-time low. Like that's where I was last year. So that's how I felt whenever like Liam would leave or whatever. So now fast forward to this time around, Liam has a bunch of trips coming up in the next like couple months. And honestly, it's something that I'm really excited about for him. First and foremost, I'm so excited that he's going on all these trips. It's so cool. And it's something that he's been wanting to do for a really long time. So he's finally doing it and just freaking getting the ball rolling. And I just want to say that like, I feel such a difference in myself with like how I'm kind of okay that he's going. And what I mean by that is like I wasn't like moping around or crying or sad that he was gone. And I feel a sense of growth in me, and I feel like I'm less dependent on him and nowadays, and within the past, like, I think ever since we've moved here, I've been growing in this like sense of like independency and everything. And I mean, it naturally happens in a relationship, right? Like, you get codependent on each other, but it's so important to have separate things for yourself and to be able to be apart for a little bit. Hey, distance makes the heart grow fonder, am I right? I mean, Liam and I had a long distance relationship for about like a year and a half, maybe, when he was living in Philly and I was living in Brooklyn. So it's not something we're not used to, being apart from each other. But like, I mean, when you've been living with each other for what, a year and a half now, when you've been living with each other for like a year and a half, you grow to like either be codependent and then you grow to like learn your independence from each other. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when Liam was gone these past few days, I honestly had a blast. And like, that's no shade to Liam. I really found that I was okay by myself. And I think that's a really important thing, to know that you're okay, to know that you can handle your own, to know that you can do your own things. And like, I had so much fun doing things for myself. And I don't know, it's such a change that I feel in myself. And like, Liam's going away also in like the next like week or 2 weeks, and then again in a month. And like, there was a time there was like a while ago when he booked the trip, like, I'm actually the one who pressed the button to click I pressed the button to book the ticket for him, because I was that excited for him to do it. And I guess, I don't know if any of what I'm saying is making sense, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that like, I'm not the sad girl that I was last year about like just being like, oh, my boyfriend's gone. Like, I was that girl. I was crying all the time. I mean, even when Liam and I were not living together and he was at my apartment and he would stay for the weekend and he would leave, like, I'd be so miserable. I mean, obviously it's a different situation now. We actually live together, but there's truly a sense of like difference that I feel in my body and my brain right now that I think attributes to how I feel about Liam being gone and like being okay. Like, obviously I missed the shit out of him, but I was okay. Like, I wasn't like, ugh, Liam's gone, what do I do now? Like, I had so many things to keep myself occupied with. I had work, I had school, and I like deep cleaned the apartment. I like danced around my kitchen, like little things like that. Just being by yourself is honestly so much fun. So I just want to emphasize that like, alone time is so precious. And when you have it, take advantage of it. And like, that goes for both parties in the relationship. Like, when Liam has his alone time, I'm sure he'll have a blast too. And yeah, like, I really just like, I honestly, the past like 5 days that I was alone, I really was like tending to myself and also like making phone calls that I feel like I usually can't. I'm usually not on the phone with my friends for like 3 hours at night when Liam's home. But this time around, I was literally on the phone with friends who I haven't caught up with in so long, until like 11 p.m. or whatever. And it was just fun to do that. And I kind of was just like making more of an effort to talk to my friends that I don't usually, not that I don't usually talk to, but I don't usually have time to like talk to them for like 2 hours at night because I'm going to bed or like I'm with Liam or whatever. But yeah, so that was really nice. On like Thursday, my bestie Jav came over to do the music therapy improv project because she volunteered to be my client while I was a music therapist. And we did some music therapy improv together, and it was so much fun. We've never, ever in our entire friendship have played music together with like instruments. Like, yeah, we've sang together and played music in the car, but we've never like played our instruments together. And that was truly a bonding experience. And I mean, if I was her actual music therapist and she was my client, that's us like building rapport with each other and really like building that relationship and showing each other that we can support each other in music, especially coming from like the therapist role. And music therapy improv was just so cool. Right now we're learning about improv techniques, which involve empathy techniques, intimacy techniques, structuring techniques, redirection techniques, all the techniques. I know this like makes no sense to you, but I know this like sounds, I don't know, like random jargon to you, but it's been really fun, and I'm happy that I got to share that with Jav, because Jav is also looking forward to being in school for art therapy. Oh my god, we're gonna own our own practice one day. I'm telling you now, creative arts therapy, we're gonna freaking do it. But yeah, I just had a really wonderful time with Jav, and like we did the music therapy improv like later at night, but throughout the entire night we kind of just like chilled on this couch, talked, drank some poppy drinks. They're prebiotic sodas, so you know, for a healthy gut, we're healthy here, okay? We're really trying to keep healthy. And we made dinner, made some red lentil pasta with some mushroom and bell pepper sauce, and that was really fun. And we kind of just hung out and spent some sweet girl time. And I've been loving my girl time. As I've mentioned on the pod before, I really love my girls, and I'm really making it a point to spend some more time with them lately. Girl time is so important, you know? And then also, we were also laughing like crazy, probably releasing so much freaking dopamine, laughing like crazy to the point where we were freaking crying. And Jav, if you're listening, I love you so much. And I just love that Jav and I are on this like journey together of learning about the creative arts therapy and just sharing all that stuff with each other, and then also just like building this like lovely friendship with each other. It's been a wonderful time. But and then I also spent some girl time with my cousin Marielle this past weekend. She slept over, and like usually when Marielle and I hang out, we hang out with both of our mans, so, or other people as well. So we haven't had time to ourselves. Honestly, I want to say like fully by ourselves, like just me and Marielle, since we were in Paris in 2019, which was a long ass time ago. Because in the past few years, I mean, we've been like hanging out, like we've had like brunch and all that stuff, gotten dinner, but like it's been like outside in public, and then we like see other people in the midst of that. So what I'm trying to say is we haven't had a sleepover since Paris 2019, okay? And so we had a sleepover this past weekend. So much freaking fun. Marielle is my sweet, sweet, sweet cousin who I love so dearly. And we kind of just like caught up, and it was the perfect opportunity to have that sleepover because Liam wasn't here. You know, like there's a certain feeling in the air when like it's just you two. It's just you and your girls. And yeah, so we had a wonderful time. And then like, what did we do? I don't even remember what we did. Oh, we made food. We made some Filipino food for my Filipinos out there. We made some giniling, and we also ate kimchi with it, which was honestly a game changer. Try it if you have it, if you want to. I usually put Valentina hot sauce all over my giniling, but I put kimchi also on the side with every bite. Oh, it was so good. Oh my god. Yeah, and then we did a Bean Boozle challenge because we did that a while ago, back in like 2015, and recorded it. So we were like, yeah, 8 years later, let's fucking do it again, and let's see how much we've grown, how much our taste buds have changed, because your taste buds change every 7 years. Yeah, and then we spent the next day, we spent the next morning at brunch. We had some brunch together. And we made some matcha when we got home. Yeah, it was just a really nice time. And I also want to say real quick that like, I love when people tell me that they drink matcha, only because like, I mean, everybody drinks coffee, you know, and no shade to my coffee drinkers. Hey, I literally started this pod drinking coffee all the freaking time. And as I've mentioned on the pod before, I have changed that recently because coffee is no good for me anymore. And I want to be healthier, and I want to keep my heart healthier, because I literally felt like I was on the verge of dying every time I freaking had a latte or even a small coffee. So like my friend Aish is one of my besties. Aish, she's also a matcha girly, and she also realized that like she wasn't really feeling too hot on coffee. My bestie Brit's also drinking matcha, and then I also found out lately that Marielle also drinks matcha, and that made me so happy because listen, we were at brunch, and usually like whenever we've had brunch, whenever we've gone out, when we were in freaking Paris, we were getting espressos all the time and like literally fueling our bodies with espresso and caffeine and all that stuff. And at brunch at brunch on Sunday, we both had a cup of tea. And that was just growth to me. Like I was like, wow, we're really at this stage in our lives where we're having a cup of tea with our brunch. And there was something it felt so classy. It felt so grown. It felt so like, wow, I'm really happy to be doing this and I love that we're both like keeping our hearts healthy and also just like figuring out what's good for us, what's not. And we both realized coffee is just not sitting too hot. Coffee increases your heart rate. Coffee induces or increases anxiety if you already have presenting anxiety. And I do. So I'm trying to really listen to my body and like drinking matcha every day and also like having tea has made me feel like such a better, more functional human being throughout the day. And also freaking last week on Thursday, I realized like halfway through the day that I didn't even have matcha. And it wasn't a bad realization. I kind of was just like, wait, it's 5 p.m. and like I was like cleaning the kitchen and I look at my matcha and I was like, wait, I didn't have matcha today. And it was like 5 p.m. already. But I felt fine. Like back then when I didn't have coffee, oh my God, the headaches were so real. Like I would literally feel like someone was pounding my head with a fucking hammer. Like can't be doing that. And it's not good. I mean, it's clearly an addiction. Like coffee literally makes you addicted and your body will feel the withdrawal symptoms just like a freaking drug. And I don't like that feeling. It's not fun. But yeah, that day that I realized that I didn't have matcha, I had some Earl Grey tea in the morning and topped it off with some oat milk, and that's what was my caffeine throughout the day, and I felt fine. And like, yeah, I don't know. Basically, I guess I'm just saying that to say like listen to your body. I mean, listen, if coffee is the drink for you, then go you. Coffee is not for the weak, let me tell you. It's not for me. I mean, it's just not for people who have anxiety. Seriously. I know so many people who have anxiety who either drink coffee and say that it makes them feel crazier, or people who have presenting anxiety and they don't drink coffee because they have learned what it does to them and like they just drink better drinks for them. And I'm on the side of drinking better drinks, but it's crazy. I was always a coffee girl my entire life. Literally, like, ever since I was younger. When I was, like, 13, I'd be going to Dunkin' Donuts getting mocha coladas with my dad. Like, mocha coladas definitely has, like, a coffee aspect to that and caffeine and all that stuff. But anyway, we're healthier now. We drink tea in the morning. That's what life has come to at 29. I don't know. I just feel this like growth in my body and my heart and my brain and my soul. And I'm really loving it. I'm really honing into it, right? I'm honing into it right now. And I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast drinking my drinkity drinks and all the stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about stuff. I hope some of that resonated with you. I mean, I just really wanted to address like having independence from your partner. That was one thing I truly wanted to address today, and like having alone time, having you time, even if you don't have a partner, just like having that true you time. You time is so important, and like it literally feeds your soul. And you don't even like realize it until afterwards, or like maybe you'll realize later that you need a break, and like take that break, baby. Take that break. Like whatever it is that's you time. I know that I say this like at least once every episode, maybe even twice, but like it's just important. I see the importance of it all the time, and the value. So I just want to share that with you. And you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to run and do all these things. But like, I hope it could just resonate with you in some way. Just like having you time. Just important. Take the time for you. Because self-care, baby, self-care, self-care. We love self-care. Do you like my jingle? Should that be the new intro music for the pod? Yeah, and then I also just wanted to talk about growth with drinking tea. Oh my God, and not coffee. It was crazy. Like, we were laughing so hard looking at our table and being like, wow, there are 2 cups of tea right now. And like, we would literally, Marielle and I would drink coffee and espresso all the freaking time. That's why it was just like such a revelation for me. But anyway, I'm going to end that here because I gotta go meet with my friend at the cafe and probably have some nice little lunch or brekkie. And I hope you enjoyed this little short and sweet ep. Also, side note, I realized that it's been 1 year since the pod, since Cup of Meg and Joe was born. So crazy. I know we've had our little like on and off times. Like, I know like I disappeared for a little while, but since the beginning of this year, we've been on it. We've been talking every freaking Monday. Isn't that crazy? And it's been so fun. And when I tell you, it means the world to me that anybody listens. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support, and thank you for sitting here with me talking and grabbing a drink and just chatting about life. It's one of my favorite things to do ever. So happy 1 year, happy birthday to Cup of Meg and Joe. The last episode was the actual like 1 year mark, but I didn't realize until the day of like uploading it when Spotify for podcasters emailed me saying that it's been a year. So I just wanted to say to you, thank you for being here, and thank you for lasting for a year, or thank you for being here if you're brand new. Thanks for joining, and I'm excited to do more of this. I'm excited. I just love this. I love it a lot, and I love sitting here with my mic and my matcha. Also, when I first started this pod, I was literally downing coffee. I would have like 2 or 3 during the day. Crazy. Never again. We're not going to do that anymore. Can't. My heart can handle it. My heart actually like literally can't handle it. Oh, okay. Also, next time you see me, I'm getting a haircut. I'm going to have a haircut. I'm going to have a whole new do because your girl's getting a haircut in 2 days, and I'm taking this freaking mane off because I can't handle it anymore. So, new year, new me. Even midway through the year. No, but I think all around. Thank you so much for listening, tuning in, and or watching A Cup of Meg and Joe. I'm so happy you're here, and I look forward to chatting with you next Monday. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and have a lovely, lovely Monday, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.